Hi, fellow friends. Can you believe it? It's already 2026. In this video, I'm going to do a bit of review of what happened in 2025, and this is a sharing of grateful energy. I'm so blessed to be a teacher, and I'm so blessed to continue to serve my community, to see my students, my fellow friends doing so good in their life. So in my primary school, I I am a student who will always sleep before the exam, before the test, because I don't need to do any revision. I don't know it was normal or not at the time. I just know that if I can sleep well at night, tomorrow I will have a better performance. And my favorite daily activities when I was in primary 4 to primary 6 was to play video game. I'm not going to tell a lie to you. I was such an internet addict at the time. I cannot stop playing any video games. I'm so active in all those online games. And when I was in my senior primary school, my parents noticed there is a significant drop in my academic performance. So therefore, they asked me to go to the uh, tutorial school, and I found that the tutorial school teachers there they have the discipline, and I don't like discipline at that time. So therefore, I try to better behave myself. I try to submit all the homework on time, trying to have some improvement in your academic performance. And I finally got out of the tutorial school. And later, when I review back then, I know that I was a gift. I had a gift. The gift was that I was good at learning. Why? Because when I was back in primary school, I am already quite an active student. If I have encountered any question that I encounter in the context, I will raise my hand and ask the teacher immediately. And I was really attentive in every lesson. That's why it allowed me to have good performance even with less revision time compared to my peers. When I was secondary school again, I was still a heavy internet addict. I was really into the game. But from the game, I did learn something. I learned how to type, and I learned how to use the bidding system. I think it gave me the sense of market, which I can better learn economics in the future. I was also started to think about my career path and what do I want to be in the future. I was have a sense. I have a sense. I started to think about my self identity. Who do I want to be? What do I want to achieve in my future? What job do I want to have? What university or what major do I want to choose? So that in my senior form, I did spend my utmost effort in studying and preparing my DSE examination because I know that it would be a chance that could change my life. If I could work better in my DSE, I could have a larger range of choice so that I can choose uh, more subjects available to me so that I can enlarge the options I have in my future. I did pay my very best effort to learn and study and did the past paper and did all the revision, attend tutorial school as best as I could. After I got into the university, the top school achieved it. I had the aim of continue to do good at my university. I aim at having good grades. But I couldn't make it. It was too stressful. And the competitors, the rivals, the peers around me, they are also the top student from the top school around the whole city, right? And therefore I couldn't make it. I was so stressful. I don't know what to do. I was so disappointed. I was so doubtful of my own ability. To be honest, I tell you, that was the darkest time I had in my entire life, I reckon. And I I would say that in terms of like the thinking pattern, I'm quite optimistic. But when it comes to the emotional side, I'm quite pessimistic person. But I knew that I need to look for alternatives because if I still aim at gaining good grades, it was not quite possible to me at the time. So I started to explore some alternatives. I I did find myself when I back in my senior secondary school, I can gain joy from helping other people because when I was back in secondary school when I was trying to complete my SLP, the learning profile, I knew that through the volunteer work, I can gain joy from helping other people. So I devoted my time. I do not let myself to dwell into the dark side. I do not spend too much time worrying, being anxious. I started to devote the time to help others. I joined different volunteer work. It could be some university volunteer work to help out the university faculties to giving flyers on the university street. I also spent time to meet some good friends. We joined different tours together. We spend our time doing volunteer teachings in foreign land. And those times, it really helped me to accumulate some out of academic, some extracurricular experience. And I started to feel joy again. I started to feel myself as a capable person again. And I didn't know that actually I was quite an extrovert. I was quite a friendly person. I can easily approach other people so that it did help out in reaching out and achieving those community work. So, through this exploring alternatives and devoting myself in volunteer work, I did gain confidence which I didn't expect it, and my well-being have improved a lot. Then, when I'm about to graduate, another problem kicks in. I'm in the urge. I need to look for a job. And again, I was not able to make it. I was so stressful because, again, when I talk about uh, the situation, I was not really a good competitor. I was not really a candidate, to be honest. My profile is just meh, it's just average, I would say. And in terms of interview, I did I did do my own preparation, but it was not enough. And my expertise compared to my peers, it was not outstanding also. So that I was again, I'm so trapped in the anxiety. And I again look for alternatives because I know that I was not that able to look for a job, or I would say I did got some offer, but it was not the offer I wanted. At that time, the offer did not happen when I graduate. I had those offer. It's around like 9 months later, my graduation, and to those fresh graduate, if you couldn't find a job before or immediately or 1 to 3 months after your graduation, normally you will start to see from your social media update your fellow friends already doing their job, and at the time it brought me great anxiety, to be honest. So again, I looked for alternatives. I knew that I was quite good at dealing with teenagers. Mm, Maybe I can try to get into teaching, right? But I was quite doubtful. Am I really capable? I was quite doubting about, because even though I have for like years of experience in doing volunteer work, community work, but it didn't mean that I'm capable of doing the school work, right? And then I tried, because you still have to try, and I'm so appreciate at the time I had really many good mentors. They guided me, they encouraged me, they gave me the confidence, they asked me to be there to dream, they asked me to try it out. So it turns out it was pretty good. And when I was in my way of being a teacher, I had study more and then got other degrees. And in those um, in those study, it turns out I did pretty good. And my goal of having good grades was achieved later in my life, which really, like a dream come true for me. And when I uh, am able to get it, I was able to become a teacher, and I was able to find a job which can give me the sense of satisfaction with the ideal work I feel like I'm capable of doing. So when I look back to my story, I don't know, but I just want to share with you, like, these two words. When I heard it, it really it really echoes with my journey. I tell you, that is failure education. I just feel like my life is like a failure education. It doesn't mean like my life is a failure, but my life is consists of failure which gave me education, because I was really terrible at something. And when I was terrible at something, I used to feel it was so bad, and I feel like, can I really avoid failure? I don't want to experience any failure in my life, because sometimes when you have your ego and you face failure, it's just like such a punch in the face, and I feel like it's so bad. But it turns out it's not that bad, right? When you look at my profile, actually, it was such a dark moment in my life. But when I noticed that when I'm bad at something, I can see my comparative disadvantage. What I was bad at is actually helping me to enhance my self understanding. Through this, I understand more about myself, my strength, and my weakness. And when I know that something, because it was perhaps in my comparative disadvantage, relatively weak at that, and I feel like I'm terrible at it, but it's a good thing because I notice it, I realize it, I notice it because I tried, right? So the last example is that I used to have the fantasy that I will be in a marriage and then I can have 4 kids with my partner. In Hong Kong, it was just such a fantasy because nowadays the teens, I mean the middle-aged people in Hong Kong, they really choose to not having children, or at most they have 1 to 2 children. And I did have the fantasy since I was a little kid. I want to get married and I want to have 4 kids so that I can be in the house and be a full-time housewife who is doing the work of the home teacher, because mother is the best teacher. Mother is the utmost important teacher to the children, right? And I was having the dream, I want to make it happen, so that I had a potential marriage partner. And this is a failure education example. Alright, so when I meet this potential partner material, and the dating way was so strange. He was such a sporty guy, and every time we met, we have an exercise time. We ran on the treadmill. We ran on the sport ground. I couldn't believe it. And I knew that I'm terrible at it. It didn't mean that I'm not fit enough, but I was not enjoying the part of running on the sport ground as a part of dating. I couldn't take that. And all the dating items was about doing push up, doing sit up, and running on the treadmill, running on the sport ground. I couldn't handle it. So I knew that I failed. The potential marriage partner material is not a marriage material to me. It didn't work. And the end of story. So through this failure education, I just want to express through failure, I know that what I'm good at and what I'm bad at. Through my strengths and weaknesses, I know what's suitable for me and what's not suitable for me. Sometimes when I see my students, they try their best to do their homework and they do not perform well. I used to be really mad because I thought, and nowadays it's already 2016. You got many AI tools to help you. You have infinity ways to help you to got the correct answer. Why can't you solve that question? But later, I thought about it. I knew that from the perspective of failure education, if you did poor, if you perform poor in something, it's not your fault. It is an opportunity for you to explore, so you know that what you're good at and what you're bad at. If you're bad at something, just admit it. Try your best to improve it. If you cannot escape from it, right? If you can avoid it, you can avoid it relatively, but you cannot completely avoid it because you still need to let your life to explore different aspects. After all, in life, failure is inevitable. There's no way we can escape failure. We need to be resilient. We need to understand and accept failure is a part of our life. Through failure is normal. Through failure, we can achieve a better life. So later, I just want to say thank you again to all people. Whether you do good or you do wrong in my life, I would like to thank you too. And let's celebrate a brand new year, 2016. We are all here. Thank you so much and see you again.